So we've talked about vintage and we've talked about rare, and here we've got both together because you don't often see more than a couple of Foderas in the same place at the same time. And here you can see half a dozen. Some are new, some are old. And it's great how modern day basses have started to become vintage. I mean, this is the 30th bass that Fodera ever made, and it's my favourite actually. Reputedly owned by Will Lee at some stage and played by Victor Wooten at a Jaco Pastorius concert. And the neck on it is just fantastic. And one of the things about Foderas that justifies the high price tag to me is you can do things on the Fodera that often on other basses you just can't do as well. So it means that you can really shine and express yourself better as a bass player. And this is a 1983 Monarch Deluxe. These three here are Monarchs of various types, all made in America. What Fodera are doing now is, in order to meet demand, is to build versions of their deluxe basses but at a lower price point. And this is an example here. It's a Yin Yang Standard, and the word standard is important because where they use the word standard it means it's their sort of lower budget versions, but still very, very high quality, still made by the same people in the same place, but in batches, so there's some economies of scale going on. And here is an Emperor Standard, which is again brand new, but it's this one's about £5,000, but in all cases if you were to order a deluxe, get it made for you, by the time you got it over here you're probably paying twice the price. So still very reasonable in comparative terms. But and here's a single cut Anthony Jackson, which has a great history in being played by some great pros around Europe, and one of those basses that if it talks to you when you pick it up and it plays well, you just got to have it because it's got magic to it. That's the Fodera for you.
Here we go.
We have a number of exclusives here. We are the UK exclusive dealer for Fodera, for Oliva Capolo and Ritter basses amongst many. And Ritter is just one of the most exciting luthier brands we've got. They are gorgeous to look at. They're fantastic to play. And Jens Ritter is one of the most delightful, humorous, enjoyable luthiers I've known, and he can make a bass like this for 3,000 or 4,000 euros, or he can make a bass for you for 300,000 or 400,000 euros, depending on how many diamonds you want to encrust on it and gold and so on. But the great thing about Ritter, Jens Ritter, he's an engineer by background, and he doesn't put in this amount of screws, these bolts, just to hold the neck on. This is his way of dissipating energy. You can ask him direct if you want. He'll probably explain it in big, long scientific terms that I can't cope with. But he not only makes a beautiful bass, but he makes it from a really good technical perspective too. And the components, the pickups, the preamps, they're all just so fantastic. And you know, if you're looking for something at the top end of the tree that has been really well made by somebody who's really thought it through, but has got a flair for being a bit different, then the Ritters are great. And you know, since we took over the UK Solus dealership from Ritters, we have sold every Ritter that we've been able to get our hands on.